of course, Anne was eliminated this week, but boy, oh boy, was that elimination messy. If you happen to not catch it, people watching, there was an error. Oh, I have chills even thinking about it. There was an error in the control room. So Monica was declared safe at first. Like, Anne was in the bottom, Monica was declared safe, and then this sort of mess happened. I say we take a little bit of a look at the clip of the moment it sunk in.
Nelly and Daniela. Which means Anne and Keo and Vernon and Peta are at the bottom two. There's actually been an error. I'm looking right now.
It's like...
There's actually been an error. Everyone hold your breath.
Tyra's trying to... It just... even watching it the second time around, and actually I have to admit I did watch this clip over and over again because there's nothing quite like that awkward feeling of reality television of something going wrong.
God.
And I'm just, oh my goodness. And but I just want to know what's going through your body right now. I'm certainly cringing. Like, there's no tomorrow.
It's such a cringe moment. It's confusing. It's awkward. It's stressful. It's like you're also like, you're not really supposed to react. You want to be respectful. Like, I feel like everything. If I was on that stage, I feel like I would have just frozen. Like, frozen. Like, what a stressful, worst case scenario. Oh, it just was sad. It's just a bummer. You don't, like, as much as we live for the drama, like, this isn't the good kind. I feel like this is just the kind that's like, I don't want to watch.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, ooh, but I say we check out the aftermath of what happened. Like, let's check out another clip.
Yeah.
The bottom two couples are Anne and Keo, and Monica and Val. Please come back. Please have Monica come back. There's been an error.
Michelle's like,
control room, but we're making it happen. This is live TV, right? This is the craziness of live TV.
Nobody's infallible, I'm sorry, guys. Things, it happened in the UK.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Happened in the UK.
I'm so sorry.
It happened in the UK.
This is live TV. I was reading my cards, but my cards were wrong. So here we go.
All right, here we go. Wow.
Okay.
Oh. Yikes. Ooh, I feel like with people already, like, there's such a mixed bag of reactions on Tyra.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
And like her
I'm so glad you brought that up.
pooping in. And I think a lot, like, I'm so excited. I love Tyra Banks. I think she's great. I thought this was fun news. The show has been the same for such a long time. A reboot, a reset was going to come at some point. And this wasn't her fault, but it's tough, especially with people already not being like head over heels. I don't know. My heart just goes out.
I know.
Just sad, awkward, stressful all around. What did you think? How did you think she handled it? I don't know how you would handle it.
Exactly, Fiona, exactly. I have no idea how I would react in that situation. I mean, we have to give Tyra some credit. America's Next Top Model, she's very familiar with an elimination process. Like, she can do an elimination process. And I think I appreciate how she remained calm. I think she didn't, I like how she was like, it's live TV. And I'm like, we know, Tyra. And how she's like, I was just reading what was on my cards. I'm like, you don't need to, she didn't even need to say any of that. Be like, there's been a mistake. I just think that's all the drama that we needed. I just felt like the adding to it just made her seem a little bit more defensive, which I think makes other people, like people on Twitter, being like, we want Tom back, like getting really upset at her. But it's not her fault. And ultimately, this season's really difficult with the sort of killing time when the judging is happening, and how she has to. There's a lot of, I don't know, weight on her shoulders this season because, this is during a pandemic. She had it's harder to fill the space, and I think she's doing it as best she can. I hate when people come for someone that it's definitely not their fault if something is going a little bit awry. But I feel like
100%.
I probably would have dealt with it much poorly, like much poorer than Tyra did. I probably would have been like, "Oh my God, no! This is so uncomfortable. I am so sorry." And I mean, not to mention, the person that this happened to was Monica Aldama, who is so intense and a fighter and a competitor. So it's brutal. I do feel bad for Monica in this situation, but ultimately she was safe. So Anne still went home.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, so it's fine. So it's fine.
Brutal, but fine. I mean, yeah.
Brutal but fine is the exact right sentiment for that. This season is going to be wild, and besides, the last thing that we'll talk about, I want to know, besides Vernon, because I think he will surprise us week after week, because he already is surprising us week after week by just skating through this competition, who do you think will be surprising us next week? Because ultimately, we have some people that are dying to prove themselves on this show. And next week, I think we're going to be seeing that with some 80s moments.
I feel like, and I know it won't be like the shock of all shocks because she has shown some like exceptional talent throughout already, but I think Monica is going to come back next week, you know, sort of the way Sky came back this week. Like, she's a competitor. She's going to come back with a vengeance. I think we're going to see something truly crazy from her next week. What about you?
Could not agree more. I think Monica, I mean, if she needed a fire under her butt, this week was the fire under her butt. I mean, being in the bottom, even though she wasn't necessarily one of the lowest scorers, she was one of the 24s, and just with America's votes, she was just like in the bottom. And it just proves like no one is safe in this competition. Right. And I think it was the first time where people realized, oh, it's not super predictable who's going to be in the bottom based on the scores. Like, it's not just the judges' scores. So I think Monica will be coming back, and I don't know. I feel so bad for Jeannie Mai because of her mom not believing in her. So I just want her so badly to come back next week and just nail it.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. We'll see.
I think Monica.
I mean, I'm rooting for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for everyone. That's the crazy thing. It's like I literally I can try to pick a favorite and try to stay loyal to people I came in obsessed with, like Chrishell.
Yeah.
But like at this point, I'm like, well, they all can win, right?
Yeah. It's anyone's game. Absolutely. Could not agree more. Well, we just have to wait for next week, which I already cannot wait for. I'm waiting with bated breath for next week. But there you have it, the best and worst of this week's episode of Dancing with the Stars. Do you agree with the judges? Do you agree with America's voting Monica in the bottom? Who do you think will go next? Who are you absolutely loving in this competition? Please do let us know down in the comments, because we want to know what y'all are thinking of this season, because we are, as we've mentioned, obsessed with the show. So, and please, before you go, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring that bell so you do not miss any future videos from us, like more Dancing with the Stars recaps. As always, I am your host, Tyler Joseph Ellis. You can follow me on socials on Instagram and Twitter at TylerJoe33 and on TikTok at Tyler Joseph Ellis. And Fiona, where can they find you?
You can find me on all social media at Fiona Zaring.
Love it. Well, everyone, stay safe, have an amazing week, and we will see you next week. See ya.
Bye, guys.